Sorry about that. My camera cut off. I guess I can only record 10 minutes at a time on here. Um, but like I said, because LeBron James had that relationship with Nike, I bought their shoes. Now there is a difference in advertising and public relations, and if this weren't supposed to be kept to 15 minutes, we could go for 2 or 3 hours discussing the difference between the two. Um, but there's 5 tools you can use as a practitioner, as a public relations practitioner. That's media tours, newsletters. You can use speaking engagements, special events, and I don't know if I said media relations already, but these can all be wrapped up into one. Media tour can kind of encompass all of them if you're doing it right. Um, but we aren't always advertising a product, and public relations is the aspect of advertising our company. Um, we can tell a customer they need a product and they finally believe that they need a product, but if they think our company is crappy, they will buy the product elsewhere. So we spent all this money on advertising, but because our public relations sucked, they're going to go elsewhere to buy it. For instance, I have an iPhone. Apple tells me I need an iPhone, or I need a smartphone. But if I finally believe that, yes, I need a smartphone, but I think Apple's a crappy company, I'm going to go with Samsung. So Apple will have wasted all that money telling me I needed a smartphone just for me to go buy from their competitor instead of buying from them. One of the best ways to get your brand and your company in front of people, certain demographics or the general public, is to sponsor a public event. One great example is we have a free concert series downtown Greenville in the summer, and a local IT company sponsors it. So they're getting in front of the people they serve. They're getting their name in front of the locals who, support them, who use their services. And it gives them good publicity because without a sponsor paying the performers, it would never happen. So this kind of goes to show how, your public perception is just as important as how good your product is. That's something a lot of people forget. But it is as equally important. And to keep it brief and not go over 15 minutes, this falls into, number 5 on the key takeaways. That corporate identity plays a huge role in your ad campaign. Obviously, if you're an oil company, bringing up greenhouse gases probably isn't the best idea unless you have an innovative way of reducing them with your oil, which I don't foresee happening. Or if you are, if you're a car company, you don't want to sit there and talk about wrecks all the time. Now, very few companies have done that effectively, Volvo being one of them. That's because they shove it down your throat with how safe they are. But typically, people don't want to think about getting in a wreck when buying a car. And you need to know your audience and how they relate to your company. If you are AARP, your audience is people 50 and older. You're selling them 50 and older. But what many people don't know is that AARP supports a lot of left-leaning politics. But because a lot of people don't know that, they're getting conservative 50-year-olds, very Tea Party 50-year-olds. A lot of people, everyone joins AARP, and they don't know that a lot of their money is going towards political action committees that they don't necessarily agree with. And because the public views them as a trustworthy company, the public views them as a company that helps, retired people, no one is any the wiser to think differently about them. So how people view your company plays an important role in your success. If everyone knew that AARP was a left-leaning, basically fundraiser, they probably wouldn't have near the business they have now. It would probably be cut close to half. And then the number one takeaway from this aspect, this chapter, would be just to know that there's a difference between public relations and advertising. The more you can understand that there's a difference and how the two, they're different, but you need both to be able to sell your product, because you need to sell your product and your company. You can go far in advertising. So on chapter 10, your key terms are going to be on page 334. On chapter 11, your key terms are going to be on page 365. And attached will be 5 questions for you to go over for coursework.